What's going on, everybody? If I'm here and I'm live, that must mean that it is a Thursday on Seahawks Today. I am your host, Will Ortner, and boy, oh boy, does it feel good to see so many 12s down below in the chat. I saw already that there are 70 of you hanging out with us today. Man, that's beautiful. Go down below and spam 12 if you want some shout-outs. Because I already see my man Free Truth hanging out. TBC Storm, what up? Good to see ya. C-Fan, happy Thursday. Free Truth, howdy 12s. Oh, Daniel Barry's, happy Thursday to you. What's going on? Manny, happy Thursday. What's going on? I see OK Mikey. Mousin, what up? Erica, good to see ya. Albert, what's going on? Minnie, Mike, what up? C-Fan, how you doing? Oh, man, this game might just end up being elder abuse is right. What's up, Chris Cheney? Daniel, how you doing? Hortitude, what up? Nate, how's it going? Good to see you. 80 of y'all hanging out with me. Jay, what's going on? Spike, what up? It's a good time to be a Seahawk fan because we are trying to indoctrinate one of the newest members of the Chat Sports family. It is no longer me as the new guy. It is Dallas Tom, a.k.a. Searle, hanging out with us. Searle, how you doing? How you liking your first Seahawks Today run?
Man, well, first of all, happy to be here, Seahawks country. Pumped to be at Chat Sports. I've been on a few other lives so far, so you may have seen me if you've tuned in to any other channels, but yeah, I've been here for about a month, and this is about my fourth live show.
Yes,
so
sir.
Happy to get it going. Happy to be a part of it, part of the Chat Sports family, and now part of the Seahawks family. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's a long-term thing, but time will tell.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? We'd love to have you long-term. Been working with Searle all day today. Kid is an absolute beast. Seahawk fan. Says, what's up, Searle? Happy to have you in here today. Now, here's the beauty of the Thursday live shows. If you've been around before, you know that we want to hear from you. You've got questions. I've got answers. Searle's got answers. Use the hashtag Seahawks to get your questions in on the show. Or you could send in a super chat. Last week, Pablo Domingo got it rocking and rolling. He was sending in those supers. Here's the cool thing. If you get picked, you will not only be on the show today, but you will also be on a show over the weekend. Still working on the exact date. Haven't decided if I'm going to put out that mailbag video on either Friday or Saturday. But if you're featured on the show today, you will be featured on that show as well. Today's shows, we have a couple of segments that we're going to have rocking and rolling for y'all. I got to talk about the latest injury news. And as we were going live, the minute that we were about to hit that live button, we had to make a quick adjustment because there was breaking news for the Seahawks. We're going to let you know what that breaking news was during that injury news segment. We're going to tell you why the Seahawks are going to absolutely dominate Old Man Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts. At this point, I think we can all just agree it's going to be Phillip Rivers. And then the mailbag, and that's where you guys come in. Use that hashtag Seahawks. I see that Hortitude is already down below using that hashtag for the hashtag Seahawks. That allows our software to pull your question and put it in onto the show. So if you want to be a part of the show, you can either send in that super chat or you can use the hashtag and we'll try and pull you on. Just remember that super chat is going to guarantee you on the show. The hashtag, we grab as many as we can, but we can't grab them all. There's 61 of you hanging out with us today on the video. We're trying to get to 150 likes. Help us out. We're trying to show Searle just what a great job that we can do over here on Seahawks Today. Right now, we're at 28 likes or so. 23 likes, excuse me. So help us out. There's 64 of you already in the building. You haven't had the opportunity to give that thumbs up button a smash. Go on in and smash that thumbs up button. Help us try and get to that 150 mark. We were able to hit it one time, Searle. It was a record number for us. We have not been able to hit it since, so I want to make sure that we give ourselves the best opportunity to do so. Want to set a record with you, bud?
Yeah, absolutely. And Seahawks country, I hear so much about how great your fans are. I want to see it today. Go ahead and hit that like button down below. Use the hashtag Seahawks to get your question possibly featured later on.
Yes, sir. Help us out. We really appreciate it. I see an argument right now in the chat. Would you rather have Joe Montana or Phillip Rivers? Well, I think right now I actually would rather have Phillip Rivers. But otherwise, I think most of the time if you're going good on good, I think I'd rather have Brad Shaw. Here's what I will say, though. We got 40 likes right now in the chat. I don't think that we can go live, Cyril, until we get to that 46 mark. We got to get 46 likes before we will do our first segment of the day. We're not going to do it. We got to make sure that you guys earn it. Help us out. The more that you like the video, the more that you like the stream, the more opportunities that we will have to get more Seahawk fans in the building, hanging out with us. There's 58 of you. We're at 44 likes. Help us get over that 46 like mark. We want to go live for you. The more that we're able to hit these like numbers, these subscriber numbers, the comment numbers, the more we will be able to go live. Seahawk fan, that's why you're wearing the number one crown right now. Yes, sir. Everyone come on in and like the video. We're one like away. Who's going to help us out? Who's going to put us in the right headspace? Who's going to put us in the right position for that like? Because we got to get there. We got to get there. What's up? The real Chris Chaney. If you hit that like button, bang! Look at that. We hit that 46 likes. We're across the boundary there. I appreciate it, Hortitude. Thank you for saying that if you liked it twice, if you could like it twice, you would like it twice. So here's what we're going to do. Don't worry. It'll be just a moment. But we're going to talk about some of the latest news with the Seattle Seahawks. So there was some big injury news that I want to dive into. Basically, it's a news dump, if you will, on the Seattle Seahawks, and then we'll dive into what happened with the coaching staff. We'll dive into what happened with a couple of players that got waived today. We'll dive into the injury news and then a position battle as well. Cyril, if we could look at that list for I see. No worries. Just let me know once we're ready, and we'll be ready to go. I'm going to hang out with the people in the chat right now because that's no problem. Desmond Bain, what's good? Good to see you. The real Chris Chaney. Thank you. I appreciate that. Trying to keep getting better every single day. That's all we're trying to do here on Seahawks Today. We're good with that? I love it. All right, so we're going to get into our first segment here. 58 people watching with us. We got to that like number just like we needed. Appreciate it. So here's our first segment. It's on the latest and greatest news from the Seattle Seahawks today. What's going on, everybody? This is Seahawks Today. I am your host, Will Ortner, and we have all kinds of news. I had a full show planned, ready to go for you, and then right when I was about to film, we had breaking news. So it took us just a moment to get everything set up the way that it needs to be. But I want to start today with what we've got on tap for you. We had a roster move with the Seattle Seahawks. There was a coaching news story, and unfortunately, we do have to have a convo around that story before we really dive into what it means for the Seahawks. Of course, we got to get into the latest injury report, and we'll finish the show off with a position battle. Now, that breaking news stories that I was talking to you about, well, the Seahawks, they waived a couple of players. So here are the two moves by the Seattle Seahawks today. Cam Akers, the running back that you signed, he has been waived by the Seahawks. The other player that's been waived is Shaquille Griffin, who've been playing cornerback with the Seahawks for quite a while. Now, obviously, those are the latest roster moves from Seattle. My initial inclination is that you're about to see a couple of these guys that are on injured reserve that we're going to talk about come back to the squad. Remember, you can only have 53 players on the active roster, and the IR players do not count as those. So the reason the Seahawks are moving on from Griffin and Akers is because I think you're about to see a couple of guys get designated to be back on the squad. Now, the coaching news that I do want to talk about is that Seahawks running back coach Kennedy Polamalu, yes, he is related to Troy. He is his uncle. He's taking a leave of absence from the team, and it is going to be personal. Now, that does mean his duties will be picked up by Justin Otten and Michael Byron. Now, the Seahawks are not going to dive too much into what's going on with Polamalu, and frankly, I understand that sentiment. Head coach Mike Macdonald basically was like, look, I'm not getting into it, just that KP is going to be gone and do not expect him to return during this season. So all I can say is that I hope, and with my fingers crossed, that everything is okay for KP, and I hope that one day, hopefully soon, he's able to return back to the sidelines coaching football just like we all know that he loves to do. Now, we're going to dive into the injury report for the Seattle Seahawks. You can see here on this picture, it's a long photo with a lot of limited participants or no participants. Now, a couple of those no participants or limited participants were players that were resting, like Uchenna Nwosu, like JSN. But there are a couple of key injuries to note that we're going to dive into and go through. But before I do that, I do need to ask, and I need you to let me know down below in the comment section, is there a Seahawks injury right now that makes you nervous? Which player that is hurt, whether they're playing or not playing right now, makes you feel like, ooh, I don't know if we're going to get that guy back on the field anytime soon? For me, it's going to be the first player that we talk about here, and that's tight end Elijah Arroyo. Make sure you answer that question, by the way, down below in the comments. Now, Elijah Arroyo, where my fear is that his injury is a knee issue, and not only was he not a full participant in practice, he wasn't even a limited participant in practice. And, well, I think it's fair to say that Arroyo hasn't completely blown the doors off of anyone by any means. He is not going to win Rookie of the Year this year, and I think that's fairly obvious. I do think it is important to know that Seattle will be missing something important if he's not able to go out on the field. And that's completely okay. But right now, I do not expect to see Elijah Arroyo out on the field for the Seattle Seahawks. Sometimes these things happen, right? Sometimes players, they get rolled up on and they're not able to fully go. Head coach Mike Macdonald said that it was going to be a long shot. When I'm looking at a Wednesday practice and the guy's not there out on the field, I don't see him being able to go, especially for a younger guy like Arroyo. He needs as much practice time as he can possibly get. So right now, to me, don't expect to see him this week. Dareke Young, he is returning to practice and doing pretty darn well with that quad injury. He spent some time on the IR, wasn't able to come back last week like a couple of his counterparts, Julian Love being one of those guys. But I do think it's important that Dareke Young, we dive into him being a full participant in practice. He is a wide receiver for this team, but more of his impact, as you can see from the stat line, was felt for the Seahawks when he was playing on special teams. He's that off returner on kickoff, as well as a type of player who can play on any of the special teams, kickoff, kick return, punt return. I do believe that you are going to see Dareke Young back on Sunday. I think the latest roster moves kind of tell us that, right? If the Seahawks are clearing up some space for some players, Dareke Young seems like a player that space could be cleared up for. Are we going to see him used a lot in the passing schemes for this team? No, probably not. And that's okay. You still need to make sure that you have players that are performing at the peak of their abilities on those special teams, and I'm excited to see Dareke Young back out on the field. Make sure that you subscribe to Seahawks Today for free Seahawks news and updates. You do not want to miss anything on your favorite Team 12. So make sure that you go on in, hit that subscribe button, and help us out. Now, the next player that I want to talk about has me the most excited. Rylie Mills was a full participant in practice. Now, he's obviously been dealing with that torn ACL that he suffered during the last college football playoff. There was a conversation, will he return? Will he not return this year? Hey, guess what? He's going to be ready to go. Now, I'm not going to come out here and say that he will play this Sunday. I'm not going to come out here and say that he's instantly a starter for the Seattle Seahawks. In fact, I think it would probably be a mistake for the Seahawks and head coach Mike Macdonald to start Rylie Mills. What I do expect out of Rylie Mills is for him to be an added piece, a rotational player, someone that adds extra depth to this squad. I think he can really jump off the page for the Seahawks, and he's the type of guy that's going to be good in the run game and in the pass game. Will he be able to go this week? I don't necessarily know. I feel like he's got a good shot to be, especially if he's already a full participant right now. But I also wouldn't be shocked if the Seahawks said, hey, you know what? Let's make sure we give him that full extra week of rest before we activate him to the active roster. Very excited to see Rylie Mills out running around for this defense. Now, I do have some very exciting news, and I'm sorry that I'm going to take away from Seahawks time for just a moment. But please help me out and go subscribe to Go Ducks TV. That is our new Oregon football channel here with Chat Sports. I am going to be the host of the show. So if you love the Oregon Ducks and you want daily Duck content just like we do here at Seahawks Today, go on in and subscribe. And if you're a Husky fan or a Cougar fan, go and subscribe too, and then talk as much trash as you want to myself or to the Oregon fans. I love college football. I love college football fighting, and I think it's going to be a great channel that we're going to take to the moon as quickly as possible. So help me out. Please go and subscribe to Go Ducks TV. Back to the Seahawks. Sorry about that little delay there for the self-plug. Eric Saubert, it looks like he's going to be back here quickly for the Seahawks. Obviously, spent some time on the injury report with that calf strain. Now, again, another player where stat line sucks. I mean, just look at it. His stat line, it's not good. He's not a pass-catching wide receiver. He's not a pass-catching tight end. He is a blocking tight end. That's what he was supposed to be when the Seahawks signed him. Now, I do think it is important that if Elijah Arroyo is unable to go, Saubert is the perfect player to come in and fill that void. He's the type of guy who can come in and add into that 12 personnel and add into the run-blocking scheme. We've also seen guys in the past come in, like a Will Dissly, who was supposed to be a blocking tight end and then turned into being a pretty good receiving tight end as well. So you never know, but I do think it's important that Saubert might be coming back. Got one more injury report to talk about, an injured player to talk about. But before, I got to let you know about this insane deal going on right now over at chatsports.com/Seahawks shirt. Emerald City Football, I've been plugging it almost all season long. It's because I think it is the sweetest t-shirt that they got going on right now. Originally $35, it's now $16. Emerald City Football, it's the holiday season. You can give the gift of Seahawks football to someone in your life or to yourself. Just know that you got to click that link. Chatsports.com/Seahawks shirt. Chatsports.com/Seahawks shirt. One more time for the people who are hard of hearing. Chatsports.com/Seahawks shirt. All right. The last important injury that we need to dive into and check out, it's Jarran Reed and that wrist. Now, what is important to note, Jarran Reed already has returned for the Seahawks and played after spending some time on the injured reserve. What I think is important to remember with Jarran Reed is that while he has mainly been kind of a rotational guy, he's come up huge with a bunch of tackles for the Seahawks. Made a bunch of plays in the backfield, also has a sack and a half on the season. Jarran Reed adding into this squad and being able to play adds just even more depth, and you are finally going to see the full complement of what this defensive line can be. Now, you got to see Jarran Reed come back onto the field for the first time since being on IR. Did he impress you against the Falcons? Yes or no? Now, I understand there's some controversy right now around whether Jarran Reed knocked that ball out or if it was somebody else who caused the fumble. I don't care. Seeing Jarran Reed back out on the field makes me happy. So, yes, he impressed me, but maybe he didn't impress you. Let me know down below in the comments. All right. Last thing, we got to talk about Jalen Sundell, his return. And I think this is important from Greg Bell. He's a great reporter for the Seahawks. He says that Jalen Sundell and Eric Saubert, they did return to practice, but the signs are pointed that Sundell is going back to center. I think I speak for a lot of Seahawk fans when I say we are being denied what we want. Anthony Bradford, despite a good performance against Atlanta, has had some very poor performances. We were hoping that there would be a change at right guard. And if there was going to be a change at right guard, that was more than likely going to mean that Jalen Sundell would move over to that right guard position. When you look at the offensive line depth chart as it currently sits, clearly Sundell is being listed as a backup as opposed to someone who could go in and vie for that right guard position. I think that's incredibly, incredibly frustrating. I don't care that Anthony Bradford had one good game. I need him to have a bunch of good games. And I thought that Jalen Sundell kind of outplayed him. And Olu Oluwatimi is clearly playing well. Mike Macdonald has said that. But at this point, there has to be a change at right guard. I'm done with it, and I'm over it. Cool, Anthony Bradford, you had a good game against the Falcons. Where were you against the Vikings? Where were you against the Rams? Clearly, I don't get to make the calls because I don't think he's going anywhere. I think if head coach Mike Macdonald or offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak were going to make a change, that change would have been made. It hasn't been. So what does that tell you? That tells you that the Seahawks are not going to move on from Bradford. He is going to stay at that right guard position. And if Sundell is going back to play center, yeah, you might get that iron sharpens iron between him and Oluwatimi, but I want a three-way position battle for 2 spots. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm going to get what I want. Do you agree with me, though? Do you agree that Jalen Sundell should move to right guard and replace Anthony Bradford? Type A for agree down below in the chat or type D for disagree. Whatever your opinion is, make sure that it's heard loud and proud down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the show today. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We got Seahawks content coming out every single day that you do not want to miss. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll catch you guys next time. All right. Do you guys agree with me? What do you think? What do you know? 120 you hanging out with us in the building. Thank you guys so much. I should see a lot more than just James Jones's agree down below in the chat. I should see more than just Seahawks fans agree down below in the chat. I got 2 more segments, Sammy. What up? Do you need this studio? No worries. It won't distract me. Prince is saying it should be Olu, not Sundell. Hey, I don't disagree with that. Insert name here says he disagrees. Why? Let me know what your opinion is. Don't just type D. Help me out. Help me out. Cyril, I know you haven't been able to watch a lot of Seahawks football, but do you have an opinion?
Well, you are right that I haven't watched a lot of the Seahawks this year, but just based on the consensus I'm gathering here, your information, I would agree. I think they need to make a move at right guard.
Yeah, I would love it. I would love it. Too many times I've seen Anthony Bradford looking the wrong way. Dwayne, that's okay. Subscribe to the channel and then just hate on all my on all my videos. Hate comments on all my videos, Dwayne. Be nice to me, but be mean to the Ducks.
Also, a reminder, folks, we're trying to hit 150 likes. We are currently at 70. I guess it's 78 now.
We're grinding.
Why don't we get 72 more? What do you say? I hear how great the Seahawks fan base is. I want to see it on this full display right now. Yes, sir. I would love it. I would appreciate it. Greg, what's up, man? A Seahawks real one. How are you doing? Greg says that he agrees with me. He'd like to have a move on there. Prince says there's too many photos of Bradford going the wrong way. Oh, Hortitude, let me look. Where'd you put it? Most balanced team in the league. I don't see. Oh, Olu to right guard and Sundell to center helps with cohesion with Zabel and strengthens the right guard. Okay, so you disagree with me, but you agree that Bradford needs to be moved out. I can get behind that, actually. I mean, 100% get behind that. I love that take, Hortitude. I love that take so much. All right, so I do think it's important to let the people know again. I appreciate anyone who is able to come in and give us that like button. But I'm posting about the Seahawks on social media every single day at Will Ortner on Twitter and on Instagram. In fact, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the link to the tweet I just had, and I'm going to post it down below here in our comment section. If you're on Twitter, go and hit that link, and you can follow me on X. You can see what I've been tweeting about, what I've been talking about. Guess what? In a shocking development, it's been a lot of Phillip Rivers. And how in the world is he going to try and play against the Seahawks?
I see that Bubba Jr. came in and gave a response. If you haven't given me a follow yet, go on in and hit that follow button. And first person to do it on Twitter, I'm going to give you a shout out. First person on Twitter, I'm going to give you a shout out. Insert name here. I have full faith and trust in this coaching staff. If it comes down to Sundell should be available to be backup center right guard if needed. Hey, you know what? I don't hate that. I don't hate that take. Insert name here. I really don't. I really do not hate that take. I think that's a fair and balanced take. I think I might be a little bit overblown on some of my opinions or some of my thoughts there, but you know what? I'm passionate. I'm passionate about the Seahawks. I'll tell you right now, we're really grinding out right now on those likes. I really appreciate it. I can see Searles flying through trying to figure out everything that's going on. Seahawk fan, Will, as a New Jerseyan, I appreciate you for filling in for me or filling me in on the Seahawks. Of course, man. Of course. Now, I do want to make sure that I get this out there one last time because we have been doing the likes. Bunny, I just did it. I put it in the video, my good sir. I've been asking y'all to make sure that you send in your hashtags for our mailbag. Remember, if you want to get your video and your opinions heard, guaranteed, send us in a super chat. We've had some real ones in the past send in some super chats. Greg is a real one. He has sent in a super chat in the past to make sure that he gets in on a video. Now, you can use the hashtag Seahawks to get in on our mailbag video. I cannot guarantee that you'll be in. I can guarantee that your question gets heard if you send in that super chat. Really appreciate it for all of you who are interacting with us as well. 88 of you. We're at 93 likes already. Love that. Absolutely love that. Cyril, we're getting pretty darn close, my good sir. We're getting close. We're doing a little bit better than last week's Thursday, and so that's always a good thing.
Must be because I'm here.
Clearly. Has to be.
Showing a Nebraska boy.
I was going to say.
What Seattle Seahawks fans are all about.
That's right. I was going to say, you're the looks. You're the looks of this operation, Cyril. I'll tell you that right now. All right, how about this? We get to 95 likes. That means 2 more. I hope everyone's come in the video and liked it. We're right at that 100 mark. So if you haven't had the opportunity to yet, come on in, like the video, 2 more likes, and we'll get this thing rocking and rolling. Seahawk fan says W. Searle. I agree. One of the best in the business. By the way, if you've not had the opportunity to or you didn't see it in our last one, we are doing a new Ducks channel, and Searle and I will actually be live on that Ducks stream and Ducks channel for the college football playoff games. We are going to do the Oregon game, and then I believe that we also may be doing another game as well. So if you like college football, you definitely want to check out this channel. We just released our first video down below in the chat. In fact, I'm going to put in our subscribe link into this chat. So if you want to go in, you're like, I don't know that I want to click around to try and find it. I'm going to put the subscribe link in right here. What's up, TBC Storm? Good to see you. So there's the subscribe link. I'd really appreciate if you go in and click on that. If you love college football, Searle and I, we're going to be live not this Saturday, next Saturday for the Oregon JMU game. And there's a chance, depending on how many people subscribe to the channel, maybe we'll be doing that Ole Miss Tulane game as well. Just depends. Got to get a bigger channel so that the bosses here at Seahawks Today at Chat Sports, they can let us go live as much as possible. Seahawk fan, you're a real one, dude. I appreciate you. That means the world to me. I'm not going to lie. Taking over a channel. Look, I love being on the Seahawks channel. They are my favorite team. They are my day one. But it does mean a lot to me that you guys are some real ones and you're helping me out on the Ducks channel as well. Really appreciate all of it. And Dwayne, go in, subscribe, and then hate on the Ducks. Hate on the Ducks, man. It's okay. You can hate on us. It'll be great. We got over that like number that I asked for, 102. There's only 98 people hanging out. So that means people are coming in, hitting that like button. Hey, you got to go do some normal things in your life. That's totally okay. No big deal. Bang! Just when we were about to get ready for the next show, we got a super chat. Hold on 1 minute, sir. We're going to get you up in just 1 minute, and you'll be on our mailbag. You're going to be on today's show. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a grand one. I cannot wait, Daniel. I appreciate it. Here you are, Daniel. In one moment, it's okay. Daniel, boom! What's up? Good, sir. Good to see you, man. That's awesome. The next 4 games need to be won by using everyone. We cannot rely solely on JSN alone. Last 4 games especially, Rams and 49ers have to be won with every tool in this tool shed. Score quick and fast. Do not stop. Do not slow down. Daniel, I could not agree with you more, my good sir. Here's what I think is important, Daniel. I think that the Seahawks need to start out fast, and Sam Darnold needs to fix his LA Rams problem. Now, obviously, I have gone to bat for Sam. I've also, at the same time, had my issues with his turnovers in big games, especially against a team like the Los Angeles Rams. I'll say this right now. If Sam can fix his turnover issues against the Rams, I think you run the table. I know that JSN has been special this year. I mean, shoot, I got a shirt on for you just today. But I also think it's important to get Kenneth Walker going. I think it's important to get Cooper Kupp going a little bit more. I think it's important to use A.J. Barner down low in the red zone. And for the love of God, can we please hit Rashid Shaheed on a deep ball? Can we please do it just once? Just once. I am encouraged in what I've seen as each week it seems like he's getting better and better and more cohesive with the offense. But I couldn't agree more with Daniel, man. Daniel, you're a real one. You're the man. You're the myth. You're the legend. I appreciate it. You're on this video, and you're going to be on the video that we got going out for our mailbag. Thank you guys so much. All right, so here's the deal. We are going to get into our second segment, and then we'll come back. We'll have a conversation. We'll hang out. We'll chat. We'll have some tea, some scones, and then Cyril and I will get us into the mailbag, which Daniel is already a part of. Make sure you use that hashtag Seahawks, or you can send in a super just like Daniel did. We'll go crazy. We'll give you the boom, and then we'll make sure that you're on that video for sure. Also, quick shout out to James. Thank you so much for following me on Twitter. I just saw it. Thank you so much. All right, sir, are we ready? 99 people of you are going to find out why the Seahawks are going to dominate the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday. What's going on, everybody? It is Seahawks Today. I am your host, Will Ortner, and no, it's not going to be a bloodbath for me. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath at Lumen Field on Sunday when our Seattle Seahawks absolutely beat the you-know-what out of the Indianapolis Colts. I got an X factor, and I'm going to tell you right away. I'm not even going to make you wait for it. Byron Murphy. That dude is going to dominate on Sunday. He's going up against some pretty good interior offensive linemen over there in Indianapolis. But I'll tell you right now, if he comes up with a big game along with some of his buddies, ooh-wee, watch out. The Seattle Seahawks are going to be fat and happy as they get ready to take on the Los Angeles Rams because they just beat the Indianapolis Colts. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We got daily Seahawks content that you can't miss. The minute that news breaks, we got a video coming out. Phillip Rivers news broke. Despite what the comments say 20 hours later, we had a video out about 15 minutes after that news happened. So the minute the news breaks, we got it out for you. You don't want to miss it, so subscribe. And the best way to not miss any of those videos, because sometimes it happens, You turn on your notifications, you'll get a bell ding. It'll let you know that we just dropped our latest video. All right. So we're going to dive into the first key to victory for the Seahawks, and that, of course, is stopping the run. Right now, the Indianapolis Colts, man, they got one thing going for them. Because, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, it looks like Phillip Rivers is going to start in this game. At the time of this recording, it hasn't been fully announced. It's been pretty much announced. The Colts are going to want to run the football. You don't want to rely on a 44-year-old grandpa to try and get the ball downfield, right? And if it's going to be Rylie Leonard, how can you trust the rookie? They want to run the football with Jonathan Talyor. The more that Jonathan Talyor is able to have the ball in his hands, it is better for the Indianapolis Colts. Why is that? It is because they don't want to leave their defense out on the field. They don't want to have to throw the football. The Colts have to run the football if they are going to win this game. They don't have the wide receivers to beat the Seahawks corners. They don't have the tight ends to beat the linebackers and safeties. And most of all, they don't have the quarterback to beat the Seahawks. Jonathan Taylor's had a pretty darn good year. I mean, at one point, there was a conversation that he should be the offensive player of the year instead of Jaxon Smith-Njigba. That's a conversation that's no longer happening. When you look at his rushing yards on the year, I've been very, very impressed with what he's been able to do. And his ability right now to get 5.5 yards per carry has been massive for the Colts. It's also important to note that has come back down to earth. If the Colts are able to run the ball effectively, they can control time of possession, and they can really slow down and shut down the Seahawks offense because they don't have chemistry built up. Your Seahawks, our Seahawks, my Seahawks defensive line has to shut down Talyor. If Jonathan Talyor is running like he's stuck in mud, if he is stuck behind the line of scrimmage because this interior defensive line is continuing to play in the backfield, then the Seahawks are going to win this football game. I mean, just look at what this interior defensive line has been set up with. Leonard Williams, a guy who's going to make the Pro Bowl despite the fact that he was wrongfully, and I do mean wrongfully, put in as a defensive end instead of a true defensive tackle because for some weird reason we list him at the end. At nose guard, Byron Murphy, he's the best interior defensive lineman in the National Football League the way that he's been playing. And you're getting Jarran Reed back, and it's going to be his second game. If those three, along with whoever we rotate in at that interior defensive line, can get pressure in the backfield, you are going to see the Seahawks shut down Talyor, and you're going to see the Seahawks come away with a very, very big victory on Sunday. I think the Seahawks can shut down Jonathan Talyor. Do you? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Type Y for yes, type N for no. I think that the Seahawks defensive line know what's in front of them, and they know what they have to do. The next key to victory, pressure old man Rivers. Have you seen what videos they were putting out by the Colts? Have you seen him try and move? Have you seen him try and scamper around? It's embarrassing. My father is a mid-50s elementary school PE teacher, and I'm pretty sure that he can move better than Phillip. I mean, look, there's a lot of playing hide-and-go-seek in that class, but he is constantly having to move around. My take is right now, I don't care who the quarterback is. We know it's going to be Phillip. But whoever the quarterback is for the Indianapolis Colts, this defensive line has to get pressure. If it's Rylie Leonard, he isn't going to move well either. Why? He's got a knee injury. This defensive line has done a great job of getting into the backfield. They have done a great job all season long of getting sacks when they are needed. Leonard Williams has been flying around this year. Byron Murphy, your two interior guys, they lead your team in sacks. Oh, by the way, on the outside, this is where I get to talk a little bit about Uchenna Nwosu and DeMarcus Lawrence. They are going to be able to create pressure. If you're getting pressure up the middle, Phillip Rivers, Rylie Leonard, whoever the Colts quarterback is, they're going to have to try and escape outside right into those two. Expect the Seahawks defensive line to come up huge for us. Just look at Byron Murphy. you think that this guy isn't going to be fantastic on Sunday? He's one of the two most important players in this game because if he can create pressure as well as stopping Jonathan Talyor, the Colts have nothing. And the Seahawks have done a great job of doing that. The second most important player is Big Cat. If those two continue to play football in the opponent's backfield, the Seahawks will win. They've been great at beating teams with power. They've been great at beating teams with speed and by just sheer will. The Seahawks are going to do a great job and absolutely dominate the Colts based on their defensive line and win just like they've been doing all year long. Now, I do have to do a little bit of self-promotion here, but it's shameless and I have no issue doing it. Make sure that you head on over to @GoDucksTV and subscribe. We just launched our Oregon football channel. So if you love college football, you love Pacific Northwest college football, we're going to be talking about it on the Oregon Ducks channel. I will be the host. I'm very excited. It will not take away from what I'm doing here at Seahawks TV. I get to cover the two teams that I love most. So I'm very excited about it. If you're a Duck fan, you don't want to miss out on the daily football content. And if you're not a Ducks fan, you're a UW fan, you're a Beaver, maybe you're a Coug, that's fine. Subscribe as well, and then just leave a lot of hate comments. It won't hurt me in the slightest. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program. My third key to victory, feed JSN. Look, I'm wearing his t-shirt for a reason. The kid is special. And I still am holding outside hope that maybe, just maybe, he's got a shot at Calvin Johnson's record. It's been very clear to me, though, from what JSN has said in the media and what he said to others around this Seahawks team, what he cares about most is winning football games. And because of what he's been doing, catching the football, he's been the straw that stirs the drink. He has made the Seahawks a formidable opponent for everyone. He can catch the ball short. He can catch the ball middle. He can catch the ball deep. I think that the Seahawks know that this is another opportunity for JSN to get a lot of yards, so watch him to get the ball early and often. I think you saw it against Atlanta where you didn't see it against the Minnesota Vikings of Seattle, hey, it's okay. We're going to throw a quick bubble screen to JSN on the first or second route of a game, first or second drive of a game. Get him the ball early. He is so electric. He's so fun to watch. At a moment's notice, he can find a way to bust a big one. So don't be shocked if the Seahawks continue to find a way to feed JSN. I got one more key to victory to talk about here in just a moment, but before I do, I need to let you know about our good friends over at Prize Picks. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. It is the holiday season, the best time of year for sports. Bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes, it is all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which game to watch, there's one place where it feels good to be right. Prize Picks. New feature alert! Prize Picks now has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. On Prize Picks, how you play is up to you. If you want flexibility, choose Flex Play, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. And if you want the biggest payouts, go for the Power Play. No matter your play, Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test. I have a 2-pick Power Play for this weekend's action. JSN, more on his receiving yards. Jared Goff helping us out, more on his pass yards as well. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, the last thing that you need to do is you need to start fast. We saw it against the Atlanta Falcons. The Seahawks did not start fast. They were slow offensively. They were melodic. They couldn't get the ball moving the way that they needed to. They were melancholy. That was the word I was looking for earlier. They just felt kind of caught in the mud. And the Atlanta Falcons started to believe. And then Rashid Shaheed caught a kickoff return. He ran it back for a touchdown, and that was the end of the game. Seahawks just dominated the rest of the way. Fix that. The Seahawks were in an absolute dogfight for no reason last week with the Colts. Do not make that same mistake. They were at the Falcons last week, Colts this week. Don't make that mistake. Put your foot on their throat as fast as you possibly can. Do not let the Colts think that they have a chance in this one. If DeMarcus Lawrence goes out there and absolutely lays out Phillip Rivers, and then the Seahawks go down and score a touchdown on their very first drive, the Colts will quit. It's over. They've been in a free fall. They've lost 3 out of their last 4. They just lost their division, and by the way, they're not even in the playoff picture anymore for the AFC. The Colts do not want to win anymore. So put your foot on their throat and end their season. You got to ask you, though, what's your score prediction? In a little bit nicer of a tone. What do you think the final score of this game is going to be? Let me know down below in the comments. Right now, I think that the Seahawks blow out Old Man Rivers. I think the Seahawks end up getting the victory in this one. Probably, I don't know. Let's say 35-7. 35-7. I bet you that Old Man Rivers, he gets a score or two just because that is who he is. All right. Here were my keys to victory. You need to stop the run, get pressure on Old Man Rivers, feed JSN, and start fast. I think if the Seahawks do that to the umpth degree, they're going to come away with a very nice victory on today. So make sure that you do come in and subscribe to the channel as well. Seahawks going to get a victory if they adhere to my keys to victory. Don't miss out. We got videos dropping every single day that you do not want to miss out on. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys next time. All right. Trigger! Don't think I missed out on it. I saw it. A Seahawks real one. Don't worry. We'll get you up on the screen. Excited to see what you do. By the way, Seahawks Hall of Fame member. Good to see you. Trigger! What up, dude? Good to see you. Just saw a commentator say Rivers will have 3 TDs this week. What a joke. Hey, remember when Steve Mariucci said that Max Brosmer was going to throw for like 480 on the Seahawks? What an embarrassing display. An embarrassing display. See y'all in Seattle second time I'm there. Dude, Trigger, have the most fun. Hope you have a good time at the game. Seeing a lot of score predictions right now down below in the chat. 34-14 from Daniel. Love that. No mercy. Mercy costs extra. Love it. Seahawk fan says 38-10. Bonafide 34-10. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love that score prediction. Searle, you're a big fan of football.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who you got, man?
I do think it could be closer than people think. I know Phillip Rivers, like you said, he's like a grandpa out there. But Jonathan Talyor, their rushing attack, I think they'll keep it closer than people think. But Seattle will get it done in the end. I'll go 31-21.
31-21. Okay, so you got a little bit of Phillip Rivers belief in you. Nick Furin has no belief. None at all. He says 40-3. That tells me that's going to be an absolute butt. That's a butt whooping right there. That is a butt whooping for sure. I think right now there's a little bit of an allure around Phillip Rivers where it's like, hey, like we used to watch this guy all the time. He can just go back and be that guy. Well, he can't. It's just doesn't really happen. It's not really possible. He's going to show up. Maybe he has a good drive. You know what'll do numbies is if he comes out, has a good first drive, scores a tutty, and then everyone's like, oh, here's Phil. And then Seattle just absolutely goes in and dominates him. Oh, hi. Hi, Sam. What's going on? See you, dude. Have a good day. See you, buddy. That's right. Ooh, yeah, in the chat. We're having our first company party. Searle already said he's going to black out. Uh-oh. The boss is already saying he's going to be on his worst behavior. Uh-oh. All right. So, love it. Love it. All right. Speaking of things that you don't want to miss out on, we're not going to miss out on our company party. You don't want to miss out on our watch party this Sunday. We got the Seahawks here on the channel. Help us out. Subscribe. By the way, last time I checked, we were like 9 subscribers away from 76K500. So help us out. Hit that sub button. And if you subscribe, it'll help you not miss the watch party on Sunday. Now, I've just been alerted, and I've been told that we have big news from the great Dallas Tom. We right now are at 129 likes. Help us out. Get us to that 150 number. We're grinding for it. We're asking for it. Help us out. We really appreciate it. We're so close. Let's set a record here on Seahawks Today. I want to make sure that I leave a good impression with Dallas Tom. I want to make sure that I leave a good impression here with Dallas Tom.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. 135. We got 15 more.
Ooh, 15 more. There's 105 of you hanging out with us.
Let's go,
now,
let's go.
I'm sure that there's a couple of you that were unable to like the stream so far because you've been so enamored by Tom and I's content. And that's okay. All that we ask is that you come in and smash that thumbs up button. Here's what we're going to do. While we're trying to race to that number, I am going to start a timer. Remember, we only have so much time left to go before we do have to start our final mailbag. So here's what we're going to do. Tom, I think this is a great idea. Not just because I came up with it. I'm going to give you guys 4 minutes. I've started the timer. 4 minutes. And if we hit that 150 in the 4 minutes, we're going to go right into that segment. If not, I'm going to give you guys just a quick sec to get your hashtags in or your super chats. By the way, I want to make sure everyone knows, Trigger sent in his super, and so did Daniel. Daniel and Trigger, they are going to be in the mailbag no matter what. Guaranteed, and they're going to be on a video that comes out this weekend. By the way, the weekend starts for me as soon as we log off because we get Fridays and Saturdays off. So, if you want to be a part of a video here on the channel, help us out. And you can use the hashtag Seahawks to try and get your question in, or you can send in that super chat. So we got a minute left. I'm going to give you guys plenty of time. We are 7 likes away, by the way. 7 likes away. I know there's 100 of you hanging out with us. Hopefully all 100 of you have liked the video, but if you haven't had the opportunity to, please do so now. Whoever disliked the video, that was rude. That hurt my feelings. That hurt Dallas Tom's feelings. That's not how Seahawks fans do. That's not how we Seahawks fans do. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Can't have it. Bonafide says, atmospheric river. Yeah, I'm kind of experiencing that right now when I talk. The end of these live shows, they get a little, there's a little spit that goes. Just kind of is what it is. It's pouring down rain in the PNW is what I'm hearing. It's pouring down rain. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I am going to do this one last time, Dallas Tom, and I'm sorry because I know you just set up one thing. I do want to plug the Ducks channel one more time. I'm going to plug it in the mailbag as well, but it is really important to me because we did just launch the channel, and it means the world to me to get to cover the 2 teams that I care about the most. Well, we're not going to start a Central Washington football channel, so the 2 teams that I care about the most that other people care about. So if you could... we'd really appreciate it. Come on in, subscribe to Go Ducks TV. If you like college football, we're going to have daily content out. I've already released my first video. And in fact, believe it or not, Dallas Tom and I, we recorded our second video as well that will go out at some point this weekend. So please help us out. I'll put the link in the comment section as well. Done it a couple times already. But again, like I said, it means the world to me. Please go in. And if you like me, you like our content, help us out. Go in and subscribe to the channel. And then we got to get a little crazy, Tom. We got to get a little crazy because we got to get real crazy. We got to get real crazy, Dallas Tom, because a real one just popped into the building. Greg! Boom! What's up, Greg? Good to see ya. I knew you'd be hanging out in the building. Assuming we make the playoff, which team or teams would you be worried about us facing? Tell you right now, it's the two in-division teams. I think that the Philadelphia Eagles are in a free fall. I think they are in a free fall right now. The Bears don't worry me because it's Caleb Williams. It's the Bears. They're fine. They're not great. When I look at the Packers, I'll believe it once Toyotathon is over. Jordan Love has some clear discrepancies, we'll say, when it comes to his stat line. So, to me, I'm not as worried about them. I guess maybe a little bit more so with the Packers than the other three that we talked about. But it's the NFC West in my eyes. When you look at what they are able to do in LA right now with the defense and with that offense, they worry me. And we always play San Fran really tough. Robert Saleh is a very good coach. Kyle Shanahan's a very good coach. Those two would be the two that I would be worried about. And then, first time Payton! Boom! JS needs to get exec of the year already. Could not agree more. Retweet. John Schneider has completely revamped this team to the point where we're talking about them being a Super Bowl contending team in year 2 of Mike Macdonald. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of this is on head coach Mike Macdonald. He's done a great job of taking the players that JS got to him and then building them into a good squad. JS still went and found him. He found Josh Jobe off the scrap heap. He went out and drafted Nick Emmanwori, Gray Zabel, two guys that have been massive for you. When Torrey Horton's been healthy, Torrey Horton was a good player for you. One of your top actually receiving touchdown guys. Elijah Arroyo's coming into his own. You go up and down this roster. This team is filled with stars and studs, and JS is the guy who went out and got him. JS has rebuilt this team in record time. Remember how we were talking about the Seahawks in the end of the Pete Carroll era to what we're talking about them now? It's effing special. You don't get to reload like this. Go ask the Cleveland Browns. They haven't been good ever. It's freaking special. It's because of JS. Shout out to Peyton. Shout out to Greg. You guys are getting in on the mailbag. Now, I did go over our allotted time. I do apologize, but I'll tell you right now, it was well worth it. It was well worth it. We need 3 more, though. I'm asking you. I'm begging. I'm pleading. Our record here at Seahawks Today is 150 likes. Now, I understand that there's 100 of you hanging out with us in the chat, so it's a big ask. I'm going to assume that everyone has liked the video, but we are now 2 away. 2 away. Bang! Big number, big hit, record-setting, 153. That's all Dallas Tom. He came in, helped us out so very much. Thank you to everyone who sent in their hashtag Seahawks and their supers as well. And thank you to everyone who's just hanging out with us. So we're going to get into our final cut of the show today. I'll come back very quickly. Buzzer beater! Greg! Boom! Shout out to you. We'll get you on the screen right now before we get into that cut. Okay, Cyril? I want to make sure that he gets into that cut. Oh, man, that is awesome. That is freaking awesome, Greg. I appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone that's been hanging out with us today. I really do. Greg, with the buzzer beater. Shout out to you, my good sir. Love to y'all. Thank you to everyone who's been hanging out with us. Thank you to everyone that's made this a record-breaking stream from a likes perspective. Want to make sure that Dallas Tom knew how we do up in the PNW. All right, so we're going to dive into our mailbag. Dallas Tom and I will come back, give our goodbyes, our good riddances, and whatever we need. Remember, appreciate you, love you. I'll see you after this last cut. What's going on, everybody? This is Seahawks Today. I am your host, Will Ortner, and we got to dive into the NFL Week 15 matchup for the Seattle Seahawks against the Indianapolis Colts. Colts, they are a dumpster fire right now, and, well, they're turning to a guy who was almost in the NFL Hall of Fame this year to come in and help them out. You guys have had questions, though. We're going to have answers and answer them all here on this Seahawks Today video. First, from Josh Miller. What will happen to Phillip Rivers if he plays? He actually worries me a bit. Now, I think this is kind of fascinating because there are a lot of people that are stuck on old Phillip Rivers. Not old man Phillip Rivers, old Phillip Rivers. The guy who was one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. A guy who was really slinging the ball around. A guy who made the San Diego Chargers, yes, that's where they were before, great. And then he got old, and his arm kind of disappeared, and, well, he went to a point where he needed to retire. The fact that the Colts are bringing him back, to me personally, I think is just shows you how desperate they are. They are clinging desperately as they can to any playoff hopes. I don't think that he's going to be enough to get them there. Maybe different people like Josh think that he will be. I get why he scares you. I just think that I might be a little more tuned in what's going on right now in the day-to-day with, football. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Josh knows a little bit more than I do. Don't miss out on our watch party. We're going to be live on Sunday, an hour or so before kickoff. You don't want to miss out on it. Come and hang out with us. We're going to have a grand old time. Plus, we got a raffle item that I think is pretty sweet that features our guy right here. Okay? So make sure that you come in, you hang out, you have a grand old time with us as well. It's a great time at those watch parties. It's one of those deals where you really get to love and appreciate the other Seahawk fans. Master B Chiefin', what is going on? Hashtag Seahawks. If Kubiak gets a head coaching job, do you know any potential replacements for him at offensive coordinator? Yeah, well, so that is a very good question. First, I do feel like Kubiak is going to be in the conversation with a lot of other places to be a head coach. The Las Vegas Raiders have already made it clear that he is a guy that they would be interested in. I think as you go down the line, there are some other places that they'd be interested in. The New York Giants have made it clear they would be interested in him. The Tennessee Titans would be foolish not to call about Clint Kubiak. So yes, I think that he is going to be someone that is up for jobs. What I do find interesting with the OC is, do you promote from within? Mike Macdonald has made it clear that he wants to run a certain style, a certain brand of football, and that brand of football is run first. So to me, it would only make sense to use a Clint Kubiak disciple. Is there a potential that he could go and reach out as well to like a Rams quarterback coach, or reach out to a running back coach with Kyle Shanahan? These are all options for him on the table as well. Do I have someone pinpointed as like, yes, that person would be my guy other than Clint Kubiak? No, because we haven't gotten into the research on that quite yet. But I'll tell you right now, if Kubiak does leave, I trust John Schneider, and I trust Mike Macdonald to find the right guy for the job. Desmond Bain! We probably need to run more. Yeah, we probably do need to run the football just a little bit more. But that's okay, because we run the ball right now at a higher rate than most of the teams in the National Football League. I mean, shoot, we throw the ball the 31st most amount of times. What I think the question is less of we probably need to run the ball more, and it's more of we probably need to run the ball more effectively. I need more yards from Kenneth Walker. I need more yards on average from Zach Charbonnet. Look, I'm not saying that neither one of them has performed well, but to me, what I believe when it comes to this Seahawks rushing attack is there's a lot of meat left on the bone for this squad. They could very easily, in my opinion, very easily put themselves in a position where they could get a couple of extra yards here or there, but they just make the wrong cut, or they're not able to run through an arm tackle. I believe that this Seahawks rushing attack can continue to improve, but the best way for them to improve is to get that average up. Once they get that average up, watch out, man. The sky is the limits. The sky is the limits. Plus, Seahawks did end up moving on from Cam Akers this week. So I do think that that is important. They clearly seem to trust with who they have going right now for them. I think that if the Seahawks continue to push forward, they'll put themselves in a good position with that rushing attack. And I think that that is the smartest thing for the Seahawks to do. All right, so we really appreciate it. Help us out. Go on social media and share the video. Help us out. It'll help more Seahawk fans find our content. If we share our videos on social media, the other Seahawk fans that might not be tuning into us so far, they can go, oh, hey, that's more Seahawks content. I love what they're doing over there. I'm going to want to make sure that I tune in. So help us out. Share the video on social media. Tyler Stevens. Why is Sundell going back to center? Seems like a waste to me. I couldn't agree more, Tyler. It does feel like a waste to me. It feels like an option that the Seahawks do not have to take, that they are choosing to do so. It's almost like, hey, Sundell, you're a center, you're staying at center. Clearly, head coach Mike Macdonald believes that the Seahawks have the best right guard available to them. And that's Anthony Bradford. And that's why he keeps playing him. Because if he felt like somebody else was better, Mike Macdonald would probably be playing somebody else right now, which is frustrating. I think that if you look at this Seahawks team, the best option for them is to put Olu Oluwatimi in at that center position and let him just go to work. And then put Sundell at the right guard and let him go and try and get those reaches on the outside zone. It's a long zone scheme system. It's an outside zone scheme system. This team does best when they have smaller, more athletic players. Now, there's times where you need a guy like Oluwatimi who's going to be pushing guys around, but it just doesn't seem like Anthony Bradford is the best fit for this Seahawks squad. Fortunately, I'm not the one who's making the calls on that. And unfortunately, I seem to be the one that is wrong. So it seems like Sundell is going to stay at that spot, and that's perfectly okay. That's perfectly okay. You're going to get an iron sharpens iron between Jalen Sundell and between Oluwatimi. But eventually, I do feel like if there is an injury, Sundell will come back, and he will come back at that offensive guard position. Now, I've given you kind of my piece on it. Basically, head coach Mike Macdonald really likes what Anthony Bradford's doing. But let me know what you think down below in the comments. What do you say? Why isn't Sundell getting more right guard reps? Is it because they view him as only a player that plays that center position? Is it because they view him as a player that only plays that center position in this offense? Is it because Anthony Bradford's been doing so well? What do you think? Let me know down below in the comments. I think the best course of action, too, for all of us would be if the Seahawks just let me go out there and coach them. Maybe that would be the best course of action. But we got our first Super Chat. Greg! Boom! What's going on, my good sir? Assuming we make the playoff, which team or teams would you be worried about us facing? It's the in-division opponents, Greg. I'll tell you right now, when I look at the defense that they have built in San Francisco, despite all the injuries, and the defense that they have built in LA, I am terrified because they are the teams that can actually slow down the Seahawks, just like the Seahawks can slow down everyone else. It's a cliche to say, but defenses win championships, and the Seahawks have the best defense, especially in the NFC. But I think that the Rams and I think that the 49ers probably have the second and third best defenses in the NFC. Maybe the Bears jump in there a little bit, but they're more fraudulent elsewhere. So if I'm going to be scared of any team, it's going to be those other two teams in the NFC West. They're really freaking good, and they're coached by a really good coaching staff. Greg! You just threw in a second one with a buzzer beater. Good to see you. Greg's a real one here of Seahawks Today. I always appreciate any of the interactions that I have with him. My man is a beast. He is, the man, the myth, the legend. Alper himself just snuck in here in the middle of the recording just to let us know how well Greg has been doing. All right. I have more super chats that I want to get to, but before we do that, I think it's very important to let you know about the sponsor of today's video. And the sponsor of today's video is our good friends over at Prize Picks. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. It is the holiday season, the best time of year for sports. Bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes, it is all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which game to watch, there's one place where it feels good to be right. Prize Picks. New feature alert! Prize Picks now has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. On Prize Picks, how you play is up to you. If you want flexibility, choose Flex Play, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. If you want the biggest payouts, go for the Power Play. No matter your play, Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test. I have a 2-pick power play for this weekend's action. JSN, more on his receiving yards. Jared Goff, more on his passing yards as well. Download the app, the Prize Picks app, today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Baden! Boom! What's up, my good sir? Or ma'am. It's a unisex name. Peyton, good to see you. JS needs to get Exec of the Year already. Yes, he does. You look at this team, it is built by him. Remember, where were the Seahawks at the end of the Pete Carroll era? Now, I'm not trying to downplay Pete Carroll. I love Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll won us a Super Bowl. But at the end, it was clear that it wasn't the same anymore, right? Pete wasn't getting the most out of the guys that he has been in the past. What does JS do? John Schneider moves on from him. He gets Mike Macdonald to be the coach. He then goes in and finds players, works hand in hand with head coach Mike Macdonald to build the team and the roster that Macdonald wants. And then Macdonald goes out, coaches them up, and gets the most out of them. He does deserve to get Executive of the Year this year. He's a special GM, probably the second best next to Howie Roseman. And we have him here in Seattle, and we do not appreciate him enough. John Schneider, man, I love that he is the general manager for my team. Prince! Bang! Good to see you. Seahawks Real One, member of the Seahawks Hall of Fame Club. Sam Darnold needs to scramble more and stop throwing the ball in desperation. I actually love this take. I think this is a fantastic take here by Prince. Why do I think that? Because we saw what Sam scrambling does in that Falcons game. He scrambles and then tries to fit a ball into Elijah Arroyo. Whether it was Arroyo's fault or Darnold's fault, doesn't really matter because he threw an interception, right? Later on in the game, what does Sam do? He starts tucking it and running. And I think that's most important to look through in these situations. When you just tuck the ball and run, decent things usually happen for Sam. He's not going to blaze past anybody like Lamar, but he's a good enough quarterback that he can do some really special things in that run game. I agree with you, Prince. I think he should continue to run the ball more. Trigger! Bang! What's up, Trigger? How are you, my good sir? Just saw a commentator say Rivers will have 3 TDs this week. What a joke. See y'all in Seattle second time I'm there. Could not agree more, Trigger. How many times do we see these so-called experts say all these dumb, stupid things like Steve Mariucci? Ooh, Max Brosmer's going to throw for 450 yards. Blah, 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 blah. You're telling me that old-ass Phillip Rivers is going to hop up off the bench, off the couch, and then just be absolutely fantastic this week against the Seahawks? No. He ain't throwing for 3 TDs. That's an absolute frickin' joke. Trigger's going to be boots on the ground. He's going to help us out. I think that the Seahawks not only beat the Indianapolis Colts, I think they blow them out. It's going to be an ass whooping of epic proportions. Trigger, hope you have a good time down there. And then Daniel Schultz! Boom! The next 4 games need to be won by using everyone. We cannot rely solely on JSN alone. Last 4 games, especially Rams 49ers, have to be won with every tool in the shed. Score quick and fast. Do not stop. Do not slow down. Could not agree more. You need to start fast in these games. End the Colts game early. End that 10 o'clock game when you play the Carolina Panthers on a Sunday. End it frickin' early. Put your foot on their throat, stomp it down, and end the game. If the Seahawks are able to do that, then those teams will quit and you'll have an easier road. Then you're prepared for the Rams and 49ers. Those are going to be dogfights. There's a reason why both of those games were settled by what? Rams game 2, 49ers game 3, 4? So you're looking at 2 games that were settled by no more than 6 points? That's literally a turnover here, a turnover there. If the Seahawks keep the ball in their hands and don't turn the ball over, they win both of those games. I think they do it the second time around. It's going to be a lot more difficult because, well, 1, the Rams, they're clicking on all cylinders. And 2, 49ers, even though they have all those injuries, they're going to be at home. You're going to have to travel and see them on the road. Must wins for the Seahawks, especially if they want to win the division. And you want to win the division because I think the winner of this division, well, guess what? They are going to be the number 1 seed in the NFC. All right, I do have to do a little bit of a shameless plug here for the new channel that we started at Chat Sports. It is called Oregon Football Report. It's at Go Ducks TV. Please head over and subscribe to that channel. We are going to be putting out videos every single day on the Oregon Ducks. I am going to be the host. I get to cover the 2 teams that I love the very, very most. So help us out. Go and subscribe to that channel. Help me out. If you like college football, you're going to love the channel. If you love the Oregon Ducks, you're going to love the channel. And if you don't like the Ducks, you're a fan of the Cougars, the Huskies, the Trojans, the Oregon State Beavers, whoever you're a fan of. You don't like us? Go in the comment section. Leave hate comments. As long as you subscribe, it will be okay. Andrew Wright! What's going on, my good sir? You seem to be really nervous about Klint Kubiak leaving. Why should we care about him leaving right now? It's more so not like a worried that he's going to leave us during the NFL season, because I don't think he's going to be a coach in college, so there's no reason for him to leave in the middle of the playoffs or anything like that. But Klint Kubiak is a good coach. And all the head coach openings that are going on right now, they have young quarterbacks or could get young quarterbacks. You are going to want a smart offensive mind. Insert Klint Kubiak. He has been great in Seattle. And great offensive coordinators don't just grow on trees. We saw that with Ryan Grubb. Too many people are putting their heads in the sand right now and not looking at what could be happening in the future. I'm not saying it should be your main focus. What I am saying that you should be slightly focused on the possibility of him leaving. Because if he leaves and you don't have a backup plan, well, the Seahawks are in a lot of trouble. Thank you guys so much for participating in today's video. I always love talking with the fans of Seahawks Today, building up our community. Make sure that you share the video on social media. Why? It helps more Seahawk fans find our content and want to come in, hang out with us. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll catch you guys next time. What's going on? What a fun show. Wow, oh wow. TBC Storm, don't you worry. It's okay. I'm just glad that you're here. Now, Bonafide, is Tomlin out? Is there breaking news on Mike Tomlin that I did not see? I don't think so. He might be out. There are rumors. There are rumors that he may be out. He may be leaving, but I don't know. Daniel, I think that this was an excellent question. Want to say thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Want to say thank you to Greg as well. Real one. Trigger, a real one. Payton, a real one. Hanging out, sending in the supers. Really appreciate it. Tom, it was your first time with Seahawks Today. How'd you like it?
Absolutely electric. I love what Seahawk Nation is all about. Love seeing the passion and the energy. I see that we're also at 170 likes right now. Is there any way we could get to 180 before we're done here, Ortner?
Oh, I don't know about that. I think that would be a pretty darn impressive day. We got that history going. I would love it. We got to 171. Anything else is icing on the cake. How about this? If we get to 175, I'll drop down immediately and do What do you say? 30 push-ups? 30 push-ups
Sure.
is a good punishment number?
Sounds fair.
All right. We got 2 away. Greg says that, Searle, you're awesome.
Appreciate you, Greg.
Appreciate it. Brian, hi. Thank you for hitting that like button for us. We really appreciate it. I'm going to give you guys a 2-minute countdown on that. Oh, shoot. 75. Searle, take over.
Here we go. I'm seeing Ortner doing push-ups. He is hammering these things out.
Yes, sir. Got to get as many push-ups as we can in. Didn't get to go to the gym yesterday. Had to go to the Special Lady Friends Christmas party.
Sure.
So, a couple beverages were had. Some tiramisu. Went back for round 2. We're having a good time here.
I love that the headset stays on during these push-ups.
Well,
You really get a good
we've gotten to a point where
play-by-play.
we know what we need to do. We know how to keep the equipment safe, the equipment on us. Jerry! Late, but I love it, dude. We're going to get you on the screen. Brian, I'm bad at math, but I did 30. You asked for 30. I did it. Now my boobs hurt. Just went in there and pumped him out as fast as I can. Jerry Brooks! Bang! It's okay. I change it up. It's you know what, Cyril? That's on me. That's in the pre-show meeting. That's right. Hey, and we will be live for those college football games. Jerry Brooks, how important has Leslie Frazier been to this team? He's been immensely important. And what he does, and I think he does a great job of, is behind the scenes, he is that consummate professional. Like, don't get me wrong, Mike Macdonald, he rallies the boys. He rallies the troops. But how many times do you think that he sees stuff that he's never seen before? Not necessarily on the football field, but how to deal with people, personnel, right? I think that's important to have a conversation about as well. Leslie Frazier and Aiden Duran, your defensive coordinator, they were big aspects in getting DeMarcus Lawrence to the team. So sometimes it isn't necessarily about who the head coach is or who the general manager is or who's calling plays for the defense. Sometimes it's about those other guys behind the scenes. And I think Leslie Frazier has done a great job of making sure that Mike Macdonald has his T's crossed and his I's dotted on things that we don't see. Do you ever hear any rumors coming out of Seattle? Do you ever hear any bad stories? Do you ever see any bad social media posts? No, you don't, for the most part. Not that I can think of in the last 2 years. I think of like one thing, kind of, and it went away pretty quickly. That's because of guys like that. No, I'm not specifically saying that Leslie Frazier has his hand in every single thing, but I tell you right now that when Mike Macdonald has a question, who do you think he goes to? It's Leslie freaking Frazier and the rest of that staff. This is a great squad. This is a great, great team. Brian. I know what you're talking about. I thought it was a fine video, and I disagree. I know what you're talking about. I thought it was a fine video, and I disagree. And I think that there are some people that read into it the wrong way. It's always going to be bad news when your offensive coordinator is listed as a top candidate to be picked up elsewhere. In fact, I think it's terrible news. Maybe I'm a little bit more doomsday than others.
Brian, I can also confirm he did 30 push-ups, if that's what you're referring to.
Yeah. No, he's referring to something else. But that's okay. We did 30. All right. We're going to sign off on this live stream. I appreciate everyone for coming in, hanging out with us. We had a ton of fun here on the channel. Cyril, I hope you really enjoyed it. Jerry, I appreciate you. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get you in the mailbag because you sent it in after we were done filming the mailbag, but we got you in on this video. To everyone else, we got you in on the mailbag who sent in those super chats. Thank you guys again. Record-breaking stream. Thank you to Cyril doing the most important job, doing the stuff behind the scenes, absolutely killing it. And until next time, we'll see y'all later.